Hi and welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on the Wednesday the 26th of April. Here you can see we have two types of tables in front of us. We have the trend traders table and the day traders table. These are the same studies but just highlighting different time frames. Our tables auto update every 5 minutes 24/7, meaning our members can see how the market stands right now in real time. Some of the currencies here are highlighted in green. That means there's a confluence between the two studies, and that's where we're focusing most of our attention in these videos. However, today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're actually going to talk about Aussie yen. Now, Aussie has been weak on the currency strength indicator tables for some time now, and we've been discussing a lot of Aussie pairs this week. Yesterday we talked about Euro Aussie, for instance, and previously we've talked about the likes of Pound Aussie, Aussie Swiss even. So looking for the potential for that market or the Aussie yen market to continue lower in line with some Aussie weakness. And we're going to discuss if the yen strength has sort of returned to the market in this near term. But before I do that, before I dive into Aussie yen, you can see that I've split the screens in two here because I really want to show you that we use these tables every single day in our analysis, in our trading, more importantly. And I'm going to start off by going on a previous pair that we've talked about, and I'm going to start off actually on Euro Aussie because I want to really show you how you can use these tables from a day to day to be able to find these trading opportunities. Now, we've talked about getting long on Euro Aussie, but I'm going to show you when it actually first appeared on the table. So you can see I've got the chart in front of us here. We're on the daily time frame. You can see that price has gone pretty much in a vertical line here, about 450 pips to the upside ever since it kind of broke out of this consolidation pattern in here. And we started to talk about it when it was above 164. Ever since then, it's rallied nearly 300 pips to the upside. Our target's a 1.68 for this particular move. So let's discuss what you could have been looking for and how you could have found it using the tables. Now I'm going to have to scroll back a little bit to our rolling 30-day history data below to show you the example here. Okay, so if I just bring over my cursor here, you can see that at the bottom of the screen it says the 20th of April. Now if I go to the 20th of April here on our rolling data, we actually get what I call the pre-signal. Okay, now the pre-signal forms when we get this kind of just before confirmation is where we start to see that the one or both of the currencies start to appear in confluence on the tables. Now what I mean by that is if I just grab a different color pen for a second, let's go with the green. Okay, so you can see here, Thursday the 20th of April, what do we have? Well, we have Euro as S2 here on the trend traders, but we don't have Aussie on the weak side. Okay, in fact, on the day traders table at 9, we have Aussie on the strong side. So we don't have any confluences necessarily here. Now, if we look at 5 p.m, okay, we can see that Euro Aussie appears on our tables here. Now, I call this a pre-signal because we only have one confluence currency there. We have the trend traders saying that Euro is S2 and we have S3 on our day traders. So basically it's telling us that, okay, we can start looking at Euro against a currency of interest. In fact, you could have even looked at Euro Kiwi because Kiwi is featured on the weak side. Okay, but in this example we're going to be talking about Euro Oz. Now the next day, so remember the 20th is this candlestick here, this bearish candlestick here. The next day on Friday the 21st of April, okay, what do we have? Well, we have what I say is a confirmed sort of signal to us because you can see that Euro has remained on the trend traders, but look, Aussie has appeared here on our trend traders as the third weakest. Okay, not only that, if we go over to our 5 p.m, okay, this is where we get the full confirmation because we get the two currencies featured here. Okay, So on Friday the 21st of April, which was this candlestick in here, you get your confirmation, right? So as a trader, you could look for potential longs off the back of that, okay? And that's why we featured it in the video the next day. Now, that's why I said as well, if you look at the break above the 164 and you got long, you'd be about 300 pips to the upside there, okay? Now, if I actually go down into the hourly time frame, okay, so like I said, 21st of April, you've got Euro Aussie featured at 5 p.m. If I was just to go to 5 p.m, this is the close around about 5 p.m, okay? It'd be this sort of bearish candle here. MetaTrader works with 2 hours behind, that's why it says 7 at the bottom. But if you had just gone long without any sort of technical bias or anything like that, if you had just gone long from there, you'd be 315 pips to the upside at the moment. And Euro Aussie has pretty much stayed on the tables ever since. So you can see the 24th, Euro Aussie, Euro Aussie, Euro Aussie. That's telling you to stay with the trade. Tuesday the 25th, Euro Oz, Euro Oz. It did come off, the Euro did come off the day traders on the evening, but Aussie's still on there, okay? Going into the next day, Euro Oz, Euro Oz, okay? So it's still telling us to hold that position with targets being that 168 handle. So I just wanted to bring your attention to that. We could go through another one as well, but I don't want to take too much of your time. I'll save that for another video. But that is how we use these tables to action our positions in the market. Now let's go jump into a chart of interest. So we're going to talk about Aussie yen, and again, this is almost a pre-signal, okay? The reason why is because yes, we have one of the currencies highlighted, but yen is not on the strong side of the table yet on the trend traders. If it did appear, then we have our full collective of where, okay, we can start looking for actionable decisions to trade that particular market. So going on to Aussie yen, it's an interesting market regardless because of the conditions surrounding it. What I mean by that is if we look at the sort of trend within the market, if I just zoom out a little bit, you can see that we broke out of these highs, we rallied, we retested some key points, we've come down and we've started to create this kind of lower low, lower high pattern. Price now has rejected a key area at the 90 spot 50. Could that suggest that we're actually going to see further downside back into the lows or even into 85 spot 50? Okay, so that's kind of the narrative I'm looking at there, is if the Aussie is going to continue to weaken and we do see a resurgence in yen strength, then we could see a continuation to the downside here. We are approaching key support again at 87 spot 50, so that has to be something we're aware of, especially if we go to the daily time frame, because you can see previous lows coming inside or coming towards that trend line support around about the 87 spot 75 area. If price was to rebound from that point, I would be looking for potential opportunities in terms of if price does pull back, can we look at the potential 89.50 resistance here for the continuation, as long as we have the confluence from the tables, okay? Everything that we do is from these tables, and that's what I'm trying to highlight to you in this video today. So looking to see if we can combine the table, the information that the table's giving us, with our information from our technicals to give us an opportunity to potentially look for a move in the market. So 89.50 for me is an area of interest because it's an area where price found support before. Can price now find this as resistance to give me an optimal trading opportunity? Okay, if price just continues down, breaks, then we could look for maybe another retest in some shape or form somewhere else. But ultimately at the moment, 89.50 is the area I'm going to be watching, and only if we get that confirmation on the tables. Now you can see actually the tables have just updated and Euro Aussie is now top of that table. Okay, so interesting moves there. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a lot from it, and thank you for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next one.